everyone, good evening. I'm Shreya Dhoundial. It is very good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, 24 hours ago, I had made a prediction on this show about the Kerala Hijab Hangama. And that prediction, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to say has come true. The row has escalated, positions have been taken, and the matter is now headed to court once again. Ladies and gentlemen, after a day of neither here nor there statements, the left government in Kerala has now made its stand very clear. They have given a nod to hijabs in classrooms and issued a direct threat to the Catholic school at the center of this storm. In a notice to the Kochi school, the education minister has accused it of serious lapses. They have made it clear that the school has to allow the 13-year-old back in class with her hijab, or else, the minister says, the school's NOC will be withdrawn. This, just by the way, is a U-turn, given that he himself had said that anything that hides the school uniform cannot be tolerated. Anyhow, today Mr. Sivankutti gave St. Rita's school a long lecture on secularism. He said, and I quote, "In a state like Kerala that upholds secular values, no student should have to face an ordeal. No educational institution should be allowed to violate constitutional rights." All of this is in the order. After that came the threat. The BJP was quick to jump in, calling the left radical sympathizers.
കേന്ദ്രീയ സെൻട്രൽ സിലബസ് ഉള്ള അൺഎയ്ഡഡ് സ്കൂളാണ് എങ്കിലും ഇന്നിപ്പോ പുതുക്കേണ്ട സമയമാണ്. NOC പുതുക്കുന്നത് നമ്മളാണല്ലോ, വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ വകുപ്പാണല്ലോ പുതുക്കേണ്ടത്. അപ്പോൾ അതെല്ലാം കൂടെ കണക്കിലെടുത്തുകൊണ്ട് സഹകരിച്ച് മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുക.
The education minister is highly influenced by the SDP, and the education minister is threatening the management for the hijab. It's clear that it's a clear verdict from the Supreme Court itself that all the education institutions in India have the right to decide their uniforms. But still, the education department is threatening the management.
So now the Kerala government and the education minister has forced the Christian school, in order to break its own rules, go against what is there in the constitution, in the rules and laws, and to allow vote bank to prevail, to allow hijab to prevail above kitab. SDPI came and threatened the nuns, they threatened the educational institution and its teachers, but vote bank matters. And therefore, these people are now bullying the school in a way. Anyway, this is the true face of the left. Soft corner for radicals, soft corner for terrorists.
Now, the school in question did open today after a 2-day closure. But the 13-year-old at the center of this hijab hangama didn't show up. The school says they tried reaching out to the father, but he has been incommunicado. Yesterday, the father apparently had agreed that the school uniform should be followed and the daughter will come without a hijab. So the matter had been sorted, but the girl hasn't shown up today. The school, though, is digging in its heels and now saying they will take the matter to court, given that the government has issued them an ultimatum that simply doesn't align with their 30-year-old uniform policy.
Yesterday onwards, we can hear from the channels that already they sent the notice to the school mail, but still we did not receive. When we are getting this mail at 9:15 this morning. So whatever things it is written on that, everything is illegal. It's not right.
Sister, parents and school authorities are planning to hold a meet.
Sure. We are going to meet the parents. Anyway, there will be a positive reply. Sure.
Yes, at about 9:15 we have received a mail communication to the school management stating that it is a notice kind of an order which states that they have received an information and report that the school management had sent the student out of the school. The CCTV visuals of the school clearly proves a fact that the student was here on 7th, 8th and 10th.
देखिए, बड़े अफसोस की बात है जिस तरीके से हिजाब पहन के बच्चे आ रहे हैं और स्कूल में पूरी तरीके से उनको रोका जा रहा है, और जिस तरीके से केरल की ये घटना हुई है उसको इसको मैं भरपूर तरीके से निंदा करता हूँ, इसकी मुखालिफत करता हूँ। हिजाब का कहीं के ऊपर बैन नहीं है और हर धर्म हर मजहब में बाकायदा हिजाब के लिए कहा गया है। इस्लाम मजहब ने औरत को डायमंड की तरजीह दी है और औरत को घर की इज्जत बताया है, लिहाजा औरत को हिजाब में रहने के लिए खासतौर से कहा है। बहुत से मैं हिंदू परिवार ऐसे बताऊंगा कि जहां के ऊपर बाकायदा घूंघट काढ़े रहती हैं औरतें, तो हिजाब अच्छी चीज है, हिजाब खराब चीज नहीं है और जिन लोगों ने रोका है उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई होना चाहिए।
And so, ladies and gentlemen, the battle lines are drawn. Christians versus Muslims, religious rights over secular rules, discrimination versus discipline. It is the battle of two rights. But if even the Supreme Court of India is split on the matter, the debate is bound to continue, and it does continue this evening as well. In the studio with my guest this evening, Abhijit Radhakrishnan is from the BJP, joining us on the broadcast. He's the state social media convener. Thank you very much, Abhijit, for joining us on the broadcast. Tushar Gupta is a political analyst with us on the show. Thank you, Tushar, for being with us. Shahid Ali is an advocate. Hi, Shahid. Good evening. And Nikat Abbas, spokesperson of the Congress party, joining us on the broadcast. Thank you. Thank you. Nikat, I'm going to start with you. The Kerala government has now made it their official policy. Good evening. The Kerala government has now made it its official policy that hijabs will be allowed in schools. And if hijabs, if a school like St. Rita's stops students from coming to school wearing hijab, then there is a direct threat that you don't follow our diktat, we will cancel your NOC. What sort of dadagiri is this, bhai? Is one student's right, religious right, over the right of schools to determine their own school uniform and their own codes?
Good evening, Shreya, to you, my co-panelist, and the viewers of Times Now tonight. You know what, Shreya, what is the irony of today's, maybe the discussion, the kind of discussions we are having, is that there are two issues in Kerala right now. One is, of course, the hijab issue, which apparently has been resolved between the family and the school, and the family has agreed to send their daughter, and the daughter has agreed to come without the headscarf in the school, and she's okay to follow the follow the uniformity of the school as per the school's guideline. That has been resolved. I'm coming to that point. Please allow me uninterrupted time.
No, Nikat, I'm just doing a fact check. She has not showed up. Okay. And the parents are saying we will think about it now. Okay, that is where the factual, that's how where the story factually stands.
There is a, okay, let's, Shreya, can I please, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Nikat, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Nikat, I can hear you loud and clear. Please go ahead. Arey, Nikat, you were making a point and then suddenly your audio has gone off. Can we just fix it? We'll just fix it for you in a minute because I want to hear from you. Shahid Ali, would you want to come in till we fix Nikat's audio? What sort of dadagiri is this?
This not only sort of dadagiri, in fact, they want to take the country, I don't know where. Once the Honorable Supreme Court has already decided the issue, you must be aware that when
Supreme Court
Karnataka
has not decided the issue.
Yes, I'm letting you know. Please allow me. Once the Karnataka government had passed such kind of orders, at the first instance, Honorable Supreme Court decided the issue, stayed the verdict or stayed the decision of the Karnataka government. Thereafter, matter was referred to two judges' benches. Now there was a split judgment. Matter was referred to the larger bench. But the ultimate outcome, till then the matter decided, the order of the Karnataka government shall remain stayed. So, what is the meaning of this? That once the Honorable Supreme Court has already taken its view, please allow me, has already given the verdict as far as the stay is concerned. Stay cannot be granted normally unless there are something important, something which is in the interest of the public at large. So, the Honorable Supreme Court had decided the issue as far as the implementation till the larger bench decides the issue. Therefore, the Karnataka government and all authorities should follow that. Unless the larger bench decides the issue, no such kind of order should be passed by any of the authority anywhere in India. No, this is the choice. This is the choice of all students, either to wear hijab or not to wear hijab. What the government is doing on this
Mr.
thing?
Shahid Ali,
they will wear this.
When you say choice, it's all very well to quote the constitution, to say that we are a secular country, etc. And I agree with you. And I respect the fact that we are a secular country. But a 13-year-old making a choice to wear a hijab cannot be over rules and disciplines of a school that are secular in nature. Nikhat, come in here. Would you want to respond?
So, should I respond to this?
8 minutes, Mr. Ali, I'll come to you. Let Nikhat
Yes,
respond.
There was some reception problem. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shreya. Absolutely right. And we are in a diverse democracy. We are in a secular nation. And I think reasonably there should be some accommodation of the individual beliefs. If that person and individual believes about the dignity, like we also allow the Sikh brothers to wear turbans at the schools and also kirpan at a certain age when they do some kind of ritual at their religious in their religious way. I agree to that. But also the school's uniformity is very important. The discipline is very important. But what I was telling here is that, of course, it is the discipline of the school and the school has the right to make the uniformity decision. But it has been resolved and the girl, I'm sure, has, she in a day or two maybe just come up at the school. We should wait for that because the discussions has already happened and the Kerala DCC president and the Congress president of the district was there at the discussion. MP Eden was there, MLA K. Babu. But there's another second very, very important issue in Kerala, which causes the human terror, that a 26-year-old boy, Anandu Aji, committed suicide, and in his suicide note, he very clearly mentioned that at the age of 4, since the age of 4, he was in the RSS camps for the training, and the RSS leaders sexually abused him. He was so traumatized that at the end of the day, he had to commit suicide because he was going through mental disorders, anxiety, depression, and OCD, compulsive disorders. So it had taken a life of a human being, but despite of that, we're discussing right now hijab because that is a religious issue and it propagates a certain narrative, but we're not discussing a death of
Nikhat, my dear, stop. No. Nikhat, my dear, listen.
Any discussion at times
now. The point is, arey bhai, any discussion at times now mat karo na, yahan media bashing ki zarurat nahi hai. The fact is, 3 days ago, that's the very issue that was discussed on this very channel. And we had a Congress representative on the show as well.
Suicide of a boy is very important.
No, Madam, 3 days ago on this very channel that you are bashing, the very same subject of a suicide of a young techie was discussed, where he is blaming the RSS in his last note, and there was a Congress representative present as well. So yaar, ye media bashing mat karo yahan pe aake. ठीक है, और आपकी बंगाल रेप में एक स्टेटमेंट नहीं आई है, तो अगर if we start making this list, it is an endless list. Let's so just get back to what is happening today, Nikhat, है ना?
Under the leadership of RSS,
है ना? तो देखो, you are now, these are diversionary tactics. Don't do it. Because this is the wrong place to do it. As I've told you, the RSS suicide saga has already been discussed on this channel. And we are very proud of the fact that we call everyone and discuss everything under the sun, or at least we try to. Anyhow, I'm not sure about the point you have made, because you're at one hand saying the school has every right, and then you're also saying that this 13-year-old has every right. Now, I understand this is a battle of two rights, but the Congress will ultimately have to take a stand. What is your stand?
No, I'm saying if you can reasonably accommodate just to accept the equality and diversity of our country, and the secular fabric just plays an important role, I think that should be. Maybe the school.
You have also insisted, Nikhat,
normal, peaceful discussion with the families.
Okay. You have also, on the show said at least twice that the issue has been resolved. Now, I've just gotten off the phone before coming to the show, spoken to the reporter who's on the ground outside the school. By the looks of it, at least on the ground, the matter has not been resolved, because we have had this threatening letter come from the left front government that is telling the school, either let the child in or we will send you an NOC. To which the school is saying, we are taking the government to school. Now the child was asked to come and parents were asked to come. They have been incommunicado. They have not sent that child, which clearly means that the matter has not been resolved. But Tushar Gupta, just come in here on the point of reasonable accommodation. The fact is, Nikhat is not the only one saying it. The matter has been, 1 minute, Nikhat, 1 minute. The matter has also been discussed in court.
No, just 10 seconds, Shreya, and then you can probably move on. Just 10 seconds.
Bolo.
I want to quote that Hindustan Times and IANS Live has quoted this. Not Nighat Abbas is saying that the matter has been resolved.
This was yesterday evening.
So we should
after
probably
your
wait for
Congress
the
MP,
and
Mr.
not just start immediately accusing the family that they have not resolved the issue.
Arey bhai, I am telling
Let's
you
not
the
do that
situation
kind
as
of
of
thing.
now. If you quote to me something that happened last evening after Mr. Hebe went there, that
But
doesn't
you're
hold
accusing
true
the family
anymore.
without even able to speak to the family. Shreya, you haven't spoken to the family. You haven't spoken to the family directly. You
Madam,
have spoken to the reporter, and I respect
मैडम अब आप बोल रहे हो अब ये अब कौन सा आपने victimization लिया that you have not bothered to speak to the family. If a reporter is on the ground, she will do her due diligence and try to speak to the parents. If the parents don't want to speak to the media and they don't want to speak to the school as well, it's not my problem. Honestly, it's not my problem. But anyhow, I'm moving on. Nikhat, क्या मतलब यार? Let's stick to the subject. ना इधर उधर दाएं बाएं diversionary tactics नहीं चलेंगे. The point is, this is a question of individual rights versus secular rules. Which trumps in this country? That is a question even the Supreme Court has not been able to answer. So we are well within our rights to have our own points of view, including you, Nikhat, including Shahid Ali ji, including Tushar Gupta, who I'm now bringing into the conversation. And Abhijit, you'll just have to wait for a minute more. Tushar Gupta, you know, it's not just Nikhat who's talking about reasonable accommodation. The Supreme Court of India, Justice Dhulia particularly, has spoken about it as well. And in his verdict, it was a split verdict, he said, for heaven's sake, what are these girls asking for? To come to school in a hijab. In a democracy, can we not even give them that?
It's not about the democracy or the health of democracy, Shreya. This is about discipline. This is about uniformity. A phrase was said here, reasonable accommodation. Who decides that accommodation? Who decides the magnitude of the reason? It's the school. Look, I'm very clear. Religion in schools should not be happening. If you want religion to supersede education, there are communities in India running their own schools across, you know, the political and the caste spectrum and the religion spectrum. There are Muslims who are running their schools. There are Hindus who are running their schools. You're very free to allow your religion to supersede education. But it's a private run school, a government run school. Do not let religion supersede education. A very shallow comparison was made with other communities. Shreya, I studied in a school for 10 years, which was run by a Sikh. It was founded by him, it was run by him, and it was in Chandigarh. So the rules, the entire turban debate that Nikhat just brought up, it was a part of the uniformity that was described by the school rules. It was done as per the school rules. So tomorrow, if you find a school which is either a private run school or a community run school that allows hijab, by all means, that is reasonable accommodation. But that pressure for reasonable accommodation cannot be coming from the government or a political party or any community. That decision is best left to the school. You cannot be dictating terms. And again, Shreya, my point is very simple. If a 13-year-old feels that religion is more important than education, then her choice of school should also reflect that. You cannot have the school aligned to your religion rather than the school aligning with the education of 1,000 other children. That is not how it works.
Shahid Ali, would you want to come in here?
Yes, please. See, India is not an atheist state. India is a state of different religions. Religions have to be respected. Constitution says so. Everybody's religion. In fact, the religion has to be a fundamental right of the peoples. So, if you have been denying someone to follow their religion, whether she is a girl of 13 years or a major, so please allow me. Nobody has right to deprive anyone from his fundamental rights once the Constitution says. Constitution doesn't say that the religion should be ignored. Constitution says that the religion has to be respected. And now, since India is the state of diverse religion, why you have been framing such kind of rules for Muslims only? So this is the question. Really, this all is disgusting. That in India,
Mr. Shahid Ali, you are saying why are these rules being framed for Muslims only?
In India, where the religion has to be respected by we all.
No, you are saying why are these rules being framed for Muslims only? The rules are the same for everyone, and that is exactly what the school is arguing.
This is
that we are not allowing a Hindu student to come with a big tilak or a ghungat.
Who wears hijab nowadays? So
now,
that
if a
cannot be
Muslim
equated.
student, and by the way, there are 114 other children, Muslim girls in that
Any
school.
such kind of thing,
They
is
don't have
against
a
the
problem
basic
coming
nature of
to school
Constitution.
without a hijab. This one girl wants to do
Shreya,
it, break the
Shreya,
law,
can you give me,
and you're supporting
can you give
her.
me one example? Can you give me one example from Constitution which bars the individuals which are citizens of India to follow their religion? Can you give me one example?
No. No. There is
Then
nothing that bars
once-
there is nothing that bars you from
once
following
this
your
is
religion.
fundamental right
But
to
Mr. Ali,
follow
you should know this
religion
better
of
than
anyone.
I do. That
Once this is
hijab is
fundamental
not
right
an
to follow
essential
religion
practice
of
in
his
Islam.
choice.
You should know this
Now,
better than
once-
I do. That hijab is not an essential practice. A
Who
turban
will
is for a
decide?
Sikh, but
Shreya
hijab
will
is not
decide.
for a
Or
Muslim
Shahid
woman.
will decide, or Tushar will decide. Who will decide?
Shreya, may I?
So that is why this is pending for Honorable Supreme Court to decide.
Tushar, go ahead.
You know,
Who will decide? The school will decide, na? It is their school,
School has no
their
right to
rules.
decide.
The school can also say
cannot
my
act
choice.
contrary to what the Constitution
The
says.
school can
It has
also
no
stand
power.
up and say
Even
my
the government
choice,
has
na?
no power. Even the government has no power to act what the Constitution says, contrary to what the Constitution
And
says.
freedom of expression, by the way, comes with reasonable restrictions. हाँ तुषार गुप्ता, go ahead.
No one has
नहीं,
right.
देखिए, ये कह रहे हैं कि किसी भी बच्चे को 13 या 14 साल के बच्चे को अपना रिलीजन फॉलो करने का राइट है, अधिकार है. तो मैं वही कह रहा हूं, आप करिए, बट फिर आप स्कूल भी वैसा चुनिए. आप स्कूल वैसा चुनिए जहां आपको रिलीजन फॉलो करने की इजाजत है. आप अपनी एजुकेशन को अपने रिलीजन के ऊपर नहीं रखना चाहते तो आप स्कूल भी वैसा चुनिए. आप ये क्यों चाहते कि पूरा स्कूल आपके लिए बदले, आप अपना स्कूल ना बदले? ये कैसी हिपोक्रेसी है?
शर्म करिए. कोई दिक्कत हो रही है हिजाब पहनने से? कोई चोरी होती है हिजाब पहनने से? कोई दिक्कत होती है हिजाब पहनने से? आप कर रहे हो अपना अलग चुनिए. ये तो आप करना चाहते हो. अलग दुकानें बनाइए, अलग मार्केट बनाइए, अलग शॉपिंग करिए. लाना कैसे
तो आप
लोगों को
यूनिफॉर्म
ऐसी
से जो
मानसिकता
अलग
पर?
जा रहे हो उसका
शर्म आती
क्या?
है ऐसी मानसिकता पर मुझे.
लेकिन शाहिद अली जी, शाहिद अली जी,
मानसिकता को जेलों के अंदर होना चाहिए.
शाहिद अली जी, यूनिफॉर्मिटी के नाम पे आप अलग क्यों दिखना चाहते हैं फिर?
यूनिफॉर्मिटी के नाम पर
अलग
इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम
अलग
मेजोरिटी
तो सही है.
चलाएंगे. यूनिफॉर्मिटी का मतलब ये नहीं. यूनिफॉर्मिटी का मतलब डाइवर्सिटी हैज टू बी रेस्पेक्टेड.
अच्छा,
आज तक
अच्छा.
देश के साल आजाद हो गए, डाइवर्सिटी को होते हुए हमारा देश मजबूत हो रहा है ना. यूनिफॉर्मिटी पाकिस्तान में जो टुकड़े हो गए, 5 टुकड़े और होने को तैयार है उसके. इस देश को आप ऐसा मत कर दीजिए.
ठीक है,
इस
ओके.
देश को आप ऐसा मत
अभिजीत,
कर दीजिए. धर्म के नाम पर मत कर दीजिए इसको.
नहीं, ये धर्म के नाम पे ही सब कुछ हो रहा है. And my point is, Nikhat and Shahid Ali ji, I respect where you are coming from. But my point is, what happens if tomorrow the 13-year-old becomes a 14-year-old and says, because it is my right and it is my choice, I want to wear the burqa and come to school? Where will this argument go then? Anyway,
Please come in on that.
yeah, 1 minute, Nikhat. Let me just bring in Abhijit also because he's not spoken. Give me a minute here. Abhijit, bhai, I understand the debate that is going on. This is a debate that every democracy requires because everyone has a point of view on the issue and everyone's point of view needs to be heard and perhaps respected as well. I want to ask you, why are you saying this is a sign of radicalization in the state? This is an argument we are having. Where does terror sympathizers, radical sympathizers, etc. come into this narrative?
Shreya, BJP is very clear on our stand. We are not against hijab. We are not against anybody using hijab. But we are completely against the radicalization of educational institutions in Kerala. As Tushar correctly said, if she wants to wear a hijab, considering her practices, she should have chosen a school where such practice is happening. She and the student and her parents has initially agreed to the uniform system of the school, and that is how they took the admission. If they had a problem with this practice or this uniform code of the school, they should have not got her admission there. They should have chosen a different school. She came to school wearing hijab on 7th. She was there on 8th. She was absent on 9th. And on 10th, she came with the face of political Islam in Kerala, SDPI. Why was SDPI involved in this? And how did the stance of CPM and Congress changed with the stance? How did CPM and Congress become the spokesperson of SDPI in this issue?
Nikhat?
So this is a completely different issue.
So
this is an experiment.
Okay, the
This is
point
a-
Abhijit is making is this.
I'm 100% sure. I do not have the TV visuals.
हाँ,
Shreya.
बोलो. हाँ.
Shreya, I am 100% sure, because I do not have the access to the visuals right now, that when it's written Nikhat Abbas, it's written Congress's spokesperson. No one is, I am not an SDPI spokesperson, and I don't need to. I am putting my parties and my opinion here first. Second, there have been a debate on this panel that how come a 13 or a 14-year-old decide that what she wants to follow and she wants to wear a hijab, or how can you be so reliable on her religious decisions? So my friend, why would these people, because we live in a beautiful, diversified, cultured country, a democracy. Lately at Mahakumbh, there was a boy who was just 3.5 years old, who's been designated as the youngest saint at Mahakumbh lately, and there were mixed, when the post went viral, there were mixed reactions by the people of our India, and there were so many BJP people who, acknowledged it and agreed with it. Yeah, this is okay. When a family can put through a 3.5-year-old child through this of a journey of saint, when the child cannot even discuss or decide anything for him or her, how can you question the right of a 13-year-old girl? I'm 100% sure that a 13-year-old is not capable of thinking or deeply.
देखो ऐसा है, if that 3.5-year-old child shows up in a Catholic school wearing a janau, not wearing a shirt and wearing a dhoti, then I'm sure there would have been a problem and everyone would have a problem with it. ठीक है? हाँ तुषार, you wanted to come in.
No, exactly my point. The day that 3.5-year-old kid turns up in a school, says, no, you all need to start altering your curriculum and your uniform as per my needs, that is the day we'll have a problem. Now, I agree with Nikhat. I agree with her that if a 13-year-old that her religion will supersede the education, let her choose the school where such a practice is allowed. How difficult is that? We are encouraging the choice of a young girl here. What's the problem?
Just 10 seconds, Shreya. Just 10 seconds, Shreya. Thank you, Shreya. Thank you so much, Shreya. Now, here I want to bring in that how our country is so beautiful that it has gracefully accepted the different cultures in different countries. For an example, that there's a big thing that in Kerala, West Bengal, Goa, and Tripura, Meghalaya, Nagaland, and in a belt of northeastern states, we do allow the cow meat to be eaten. The cow slaughtering, the beef slaughtering is legal. But in other states like UP, Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, it is illegal. So how beautifully have we accepted the diversified culture, but yet we are so rigid on the hijab. Why cannot a girl, follow her faith? This
is my point. No one is rigid about the hijab. Every Muslim woman.
The school should be allowed.
So no, Nikhat, every Muslim woman in this country has the right to wear the hijab, the burqa, the abaya, whatever she wants to. Every Muslim woman, it's a right that our constitution gives her. No one can take that right away from her. ठीक है? But here's the point, Nikhat Abbas. When you're going to a school, a Catholic school, which has uniform laws, then, and uniform rules, you have to follow the rules. Then you cannot say my constitution right, my choice, etc., etc. Then discipline has to come. Discipline becomes supreme. हाँ, बोलो तुषार, बोलो.
ये बार-बार कह रही है we are a big beautiful democracy, diversity है. अरे हम तो वही कह रहे हैं ना, स्कूलों में भी तो diversity है. You choose a school that suits your preferences. स्कूलों में भी तो डाइवर्सिटी है, तो वो क्यों नहीं को समझ आ रहा है? You choose a school which allows your religious practices. How difficult is it to understand for Nikhat?
I completed my statement with that. I completed my discussion with that, and I said, I reiterate myself that yet the schools should be allowed to form the uniformity.
It's neither here nor neither there. You say the school has a right, you say the girl has a right. You have to take a position, and ultimately, Mr. Shahid Ali, the courts will have to take a position as well, because it has happened in Karnataka, you know that. Then it went to the Supreme Court. It is now happening in Kerala, and I can 100% tell you this evening that it will happen in other states as well, where watching this story, there are other 13-year-old girls who will come out and say, nahi, hum bhi hijab pehen ke jayenge, and then a 14-year-old will say, hum bhi burqa pehen ke jayenge. Where will this debate go then?
दरअसल दिक्कत क्या है, हमारे देश में कुछ तुषार भाई जैसी मानसिकता के लोग हैं जो चाहते हैं सब कुछ अलग हो, जो कि देश के संविधान के भी खिलाफ है, देश की रूह के खिलाफ है, देश की आत्मा के खिलाफ है. धर्म के नाम पर एक देश बना था जिसका नाम पाकिस्तान था. अगर धर्म के नाम पर लोग एक रह सकते थे तो वो अलग नहीं होते, दो टुकड़े नहीं होते. 5-6 टुकड़े उनके होने के तैयार हैं। हमारे देश में क्या कर रखा है, ये साहब ये मुसलमान है, आप दुकानें अलग करिए, नाम बताइए साहब, आपका नाम क्या है?
अलग करने को
ठीक है, आपको खाना खाना है तो आप बताइए साहब, झटका खाइए, आप हलाल नहीं खा सकते। इस तरह की जो चीजें है ना, आपने पढ़ना तो अलग जाके पढ़िए, आप साहब वहां नहीं पढ़ सकते। Honorable Supreme Court has already decided the issue. According to me, Honorable Supreme Court once put the stay on the order of the Karnataka. That order still is in abeyance.
You are wrong.
Stay is still operating.
शाहिद जी,
As far as the two judges bench is concerned,
शाहिद
one
अली
judge
जी
has already
सुनिए,
decided.
शाहिद अली जी सुनिए, हिजाब स्कूल, हिजाब आप बाहर पहने स्कूल के, आप 2 साल के बच्चे को भी हिजाब फैलाए, कंप्लीटली ओके। स्कूल में गलत है। माय पॉइंट इज हिजाब पहनना इज सेक्युलर, लेकिन अगर कैथलिक स्कूल बोले हमारे रूल्स हैं, सेक्युलर रूल्स हैं, तो वो सेक्युलर नहीं है। वाह, ये तो बड़ा सेलेक्टिव सेक्युलरिज्म है। फिर
जो ओपिनियन है ना, आपकी जो ओपिनियन है वो अपनी ओपिनियन तक सीमित रखिए, अपना डिसीजन मत दे दीजिए कि ऐसा करिए साहब।
नहीं तो वो तो केरला गवर्नमेंट ने कर दिया शाहिद अली जी। द केरला गवर्नमेंट हैज डन एग्जैक्टली दैट. It has thrust its opinion on the Catholic school and said hijab is kosher and every school can be allowed hijab now.
To the order of Karnataka government, how dare any other school in India may pass such an order? That is basically defiance to the Honorable Supreme Court's order. So I am really surprised. As far as the opinion is concerned, you may have certain opinions. I respect, but you cannot pronounce a judgment. No, this has to be done. आप बाहर करिए, अंदर मत करिए।
तो फिर आप बताइए केरला गवर्नमेंट ने कैसे जजमेंट दे दिया? ऑर्डर तो उन्होंने थोपा ना, एंड ऑर्डर सिर्फ थोपा नहीं शाहिद अली जी, फुल दादागिरी भी की है। दे थ्रेटन्ड द स्कूल, यू अलाउ दिस गर्ल इन विद अ हिजाब और वी विल कैंसिल योर एनओसी।
स्कूल की दादागिरी को अगर गवर्नमेंट ने खत्म किया तो आप कह रहे हो उसने दादागिरी कर दी। कमाल है, ये बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से।
चलिए ठीक है, तुषार विल गिव यू अ रिस्पॉन्स टू दैट।
कमाल कर दिया था।
तुषार विल गिव यू अ रिस्पॉन्स।
इन्होंने मुझ पे एक इल्जाम लगाया कि मैं एक गलत मानसिकता रखता हूँ। हम कह रहे हैं स्कूल्स इंक्लूसिव है, सब धर्म के बच्चे वहां इकट्ठे पढ़ रहे हैं। स्कूल के कुछ रूल हैं, सब धर्म के बच्चे, चाहे वो हिंदू हो, सिख हो, मुस्लिम हो, ईसाई हो, कोई भी हो, सब फॉलो कर रहे हैं स्कूल के रूल। ठीक है, यहां पर शाहिद अली जी कह रहे हैं नहीं, एक धर्म के बच्चे को अपने अलग रूल बनाने हैं, स्कूल को वो रूल फॉलो करना चाहिए। हम कह रहे हैं चलिए, अगर उस बच्चे की ऐसी इच्छा है तो उसको जिस स्कूल में ये अधिकार मिलता है वो वहां जाके पढ़ ले। शायद ये स्कूल में उनको वो अधिकार नहीं दिया जा रहा क्योंकि स्कूल के अलग रूल्स है। तो हमें कह रहे हैं कि हम एक्सक्लूसिव है, तो अगर हम इनकी बात से अग्री करें, इनको एक सोल्यूशन दे, तब भी प्रॉब्लम है। अगर इनकी बात को काटे तब भी प्रॉब्लम है। श्रेया, द प्रॉब्लम here is it won't stop at uniform. The uniformity is not just about the uniform. It will come to the curriculum also. It will come to how the classrooms are going to be conducted also. It will come to how the school conducts itself in its administration also. There is no drawing the line here. My simple point again is schools are meant to be an inclusive place for all the kids. It's supposed to be a secular, but more importantly, a safe space for kids to grow. Let the school be in the best position to decide those rules. However, the Constitution gives you the right that if you do not agree to those rules, you have a different school to choose to.
Okay.
वो क्या इतना मुश्किल है समझना?
You know, this is how I'll conclude the show. I've heard all of you. And I will say this is a battle between two rights. This battle will go on till the Supreme Court of this country doesn't decide whether hijabs are okay in classrooms or not. Ultimately, that is where the decision will have to come. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. Shahid Ali ji, good to have you on the show. Aap naraz mat hoiye. These are all opinions that have been expressed. No one is becoming judge, jury or executioner here. At least not on this show. Chaliye. Nikhat, thank you very much. Bye-bye. Tushar Gupta, Abhijit Radhakrishnan, thank you. Thank you all very much for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I'm slipping into a break. There's more news on the other side. Do stay with us.